Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with Linda McQuinn with this week's North Country Fishing Report. You know, I know, Linda, you don't know what I'm going to ask you about, but I think this is really important. As you know, recently the TV station and NPR radio is asked to interview me about the tremendous success we've had with tournaments in our area. And we really have. The Meissner tournaments have been they've set records all over the country of sizes of fish and so forth that people have caught. And so the buzz around the country now is come up here to the St. Lawrence River for wonderful fishing. But I want people to know a certain thing, and you're with me with every one of the tournaments we do. You're right there with me at 3 a.m. and when we're parking cars and everything we do. But it isn't just us. It's not just me that are making these tournaments possible. It's a group of people that volunteer to help us.
Yes.
And I really wanted to take the time today to let people out there know what has happened in Meissner that has made this such a phenomenon. And it's the group of volunteers that we have. And each one of these volunteers brings something really special.
You're right, Don.
And I wanted to talk today about a person that's a friend of ours that has really helped us significantly, and that is Alex. How do you say his last name?
Alex Krowanczyk.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex has been absolutely fantastic to help us make these tournaments possible. He's really, in some cases, the face of these tournaments. In our big bass blowout that we do, he's there to fizz every fish and make sure that they live to go forward, and he cooks fish for people to eat when they're there. And you know, when we've had a problem, when our tent's blown in the water, there's Alex trying to swim in and rescue it.
Yes.
But he really, you know, I think this is important for people to understand that it's people like Alex that make this happen.
Yes.
We're gifted here to have a group of people. You know, when we go to sports shows, Linda, we talk about, your terminology is
North Country Nice?
Yeah, the people that live here that make this such a special area.
Yes.
But it's people like Alex that really make this so special.
And if I could offer
Yes.
a couple of comments. I think you're right. At every tournament he's been there, and he has been one of the many volunteers that has given of his time with no expectation of anything in return. He just is trying to do what he can do to make the event a success. But I will tell you, I think one of the greatest talents that he brings to this entire enterprise is his sensitivity with fish care, and how he has been so instrumental in saving so many bass, whether it's one of the big tournaments where he doesn't do as much with fizzing, but essentially with the Big Bass Blowout and the Cash and Rod event that we had just recently, the first weekend in September. Alex was there front and center, fizzing these fish, and he would work on them and make sure that they were able to be returned safely, so that they wouldn't, as they say, go belly up and then not be able to right themselves and die. So he works at the tank. He knows how to fizz. He does it with a great deal of sensitivity and understanding and persistence. Yes. And he acts as a leader in that capacity, because other anglers who come in, they watch him and they sort of dive in and help. I mean, they're there trying to fizz as well. We've seen this now twice at the Cash and Rod event, where he's trying valiantly to end the problem with the fish bladder, and other anglers help as well. And then they put them in the water, and if they're not upright, Alex is going back in.
He jumps off the dock, or he waves out over his head.
Yes.
And it goes down to the bottom and brings his fish back up, and
that's right,
nurses it back to life, so to speak. And you know, the significance of this is that, you know, we put these tournaments on here, and we have for years, and there's a certain responsibility that we accept. We're not told to do this, but we accept that we need to keep these fish alive or
Yes.
these tournaments can't persist and keep going on. It's our responsibility to all the other people in the area and to the state that we protect this resource.
Yes.
And it's the volunteers of Meissner that have made this possible.
And Alex really is one of those many
Yes.
faces that helps in immeasurable ways, but the fish care is something where he really shines.
And there'll probably be people listening that are part of our volunteer group that have helped us as well. And I don't want to minimize, we've got people that willingly show up
Oh,
at 3
yes.
o'clock in the morning.
The
to
Tupper
help-
brothers?
Yeah, to help us to park cars.
Yes.
And that's a big thing that we do that a lot of other places don't do. We have anglers tell us, we're not treated like this anyplace else. But
That's
I wanted
right.
to give credit to those people that make our lives so much more successful in what we're trying to do.
And
We get the credit for it a lot of times, but it's the people that help us that really make this possible.
So if I could say one other thing, we couldn't do this without the generosity and support of so many individuals who come and either drive golf carts or operate the rescue boat or direct traffic or do every number of activities that are necessary to ensure that we have successful tournaments and people keep returning to Meissner.
Well said. Until next time, folks, this is Don and Linda with the North Country Fishing Report.